At the end of this video, you should be able to distinguish between accuracy and precision. Chapter 1, Section 2, Accuracy and Precision. Because theories are based on observation and experiment, careful measurements are very important in physics. But no measurement is perfect. In describing the imperfection of a measurement, one must consider both the accuracy, which describes how close the measurement is to the correct value, and the precision, which describes how exact the measurement is. Although these terms are often used interchangeably in everyday speech, they have specific meanings in a scientific discussion. A numeric measure of confidence in a measurement or result is known as uncertainty. A lower uncertainty indicates greater confidence. Uncertainties are usually expressed by using statistical methods. Error in experiments must be minimized. Experimental work is never free of error, but it is important to minimize error in order to obtain accurate results. An error can occur, for example, if a mistake is made in reading an instrument or recording the results. One way to minimize error from human oversight or carelessness is to take repeated measurements to be certain they are consistent. If some measurements are taken using one method and some are taken using a different method, a type of error called method error will result. Method error can be greatly reduced by standardizing the method of taking measurements. For example, when measuring a length of a meter stick, choose a line of sight directly over what is being measured, as is shown in Figure 2-6a on page 16 of your text or on the screen now. If you are too far to one side, you are likely to overestimate or underestimate the measurement, as is shown in Figure 2.6b and Figure 2.6c. Another type of error is instrument error. If a meter stick or balance is not in good working order, this will introduce error into any measurements made with the device. For this reason, it is important to be careful with lab equipment. Rough handling can damage balances. If a wooden meter stick gets wet, it can warp, making accurate measurements difficult. Because the ends of a meter stick can be easily worn or damaged, it is best to minimize instrument error by making measurements with a portion of the scale that is in the middle of the meter stick. Instead of measuring from the end, 0 centimeters, try measuring from the 10 centimeter line. Precision describes the limitations of the measuring instrument. Poor accuracy involves errors that can often be corrected. On the other hand, precision describes how exact a measurement can possibly be. For example, a measurement of 1.325 meters is more precise than a measurement of 1.3 meters. A lack of precision is typically due to the limitations of the measuring instrument and is not the result of human error or lack of calibration. For example, if a meter stick is divided into centimeters, it will be difficult to measure something that is only a few millimeters thick with it. In many situations, you can improve the precision of a measurement. This can be done by making a reasonable estimation of where the mark on the instrument would have been. Suppose that in a laboratory experiment, you are asked to measure the length of a pencil with a meter stick, marked in centimeters, as is shown in Figure 2.7 on page 17 of your text or on the screen now. The end of the pencil lies somewhere between 18 centimeters and 18.5 centimeters. The length you have actually measured is slightly more than 18 centimeters. You can make a reasonable estimation of how far between the two marks the end of the pencil is, and add a digit to the end of the actual measurement. In this case, the end of the pencil seems to be less than halfway between the two marks, so you would report the measurement as 18.2 centimeters.
Accuracy is the closeness of measurements to the correct or accepted value of the quantity measured. Precision is the closeness of a set of measurements of the same quantity made in the same way. Consider a game of darts. The target or accepted value is the bullseye in the center. The person who threw these darts is both precise and accurate. All the darts are grouped very close to the bullseye. This graph shows the results of an experiment that was repeated 4 times. Each time the mass and volume of the product were measured. We see that these results are both precise and accurate. They are clustered and very close to the expected value. This set of throws shows that the dart thrower is precise but not accurate. The darts are grouped very close together, but they have missed the bullseye. Here are the results of another researcher's experiments. These results are precise. The data points are clustered close together, but not accurate. Each of these darts landed reasonably close to the bullseye, but the throws are not clustered together and are not precise. In this experiment, the results would average to a value close to the expected value, so they could be considered accurate. They are not, however, precise. Here we have a set of throws that are neither clustered together nor very close to the target. This set of throws is not precise and not accurate. These experimental results, likewise, are not precise and not accurate. When looking at experimental data, precision lets us know the experiment was done carefully in a controlled environment. Accuracy suggests that the experiment has accounted for all factors that might affect the system being studied. Some measuring devices, such as a meter stick, can appear to read different values when viewed from different positions. This phenomenon is known as parallax, and it can be a source of errors in measurement. If you measure the width of this window frame by keeping your line of sight directly over the measurement, you will find that it is 165.2 centimeters long. If you look from the right, you may report a measurement that is too long. If you look from the left, you may report a measurement that is too short.
At this point, you should be able to distinguish between accuracy and precision.